And welcome everyone to our TNT Tuesday night training for Team Vitality. Everybody's all bundled up, fighting cold weather. We're even fighting it here in South Florida. So don't feel sorry for us, but we are very cold and freezing. Okay. We have an exciting training for you tonight with Sherry Martin and also with Holly Hebert. So we're going to get to that momentarily, but just want to remind you of a couple of things. First of all, Vegas, Las Vegas this April. It's an event. I could do a whole training on how important events are and how important it is to get yourself to these events. So, whatever you can do to get to this event, to see the bigger picture, to feel the camaraderie, it's not just about learning, it's about seeing others in the same place you are, getting excited about what we have here at LifeVantage. It's an opportunity to meet and rub elbows with all of the corporate leaders that we see throughout the year, and just some incredibly inspiring stories from stage. And just the people that we meet. So we really, really hope to see you in Las Vegas. And if you book your room through the room block, which is on your shopping site, on your website, if you go in and book your room through the room block of LifeVantage, you're going to get some little specials. You'll get special seating, you'll get some swag and all kind of good stuff. So go ahead and book your room. And I think they only charge you, like I'm staying 3 nights, and I think they only put one on your credit card. So you have up until 24 hours to cancel if something should come up. So that's a good idea. Do that. And then what else? Oh, our little mini vacation to Whistler, Canada. That is going to be an absolutely gorgeous trip. So if you don't know about that, go on. I think it's called Achievers Retreat, and you can go to that page and see how you can earn it. And the thing about this is, if you were on the close of the call, close of the month call last night, you heard Gentry talking about it. Work towards those trips, because even if you don't get there, that activity is all the activity you should be doing anyway, and you'll end up growing your team, increasing your pay. So always go for those trips, because it's really going to benefit you. Okay, without further ado, I am going to turn it over to Miss Sherry Martin, and she is going to walk us through the art of the invite. This is one of the best and most requested trainings, so we're looking forward to that. Sherry?
Well, hello, everyone. Thanks, Lindy. So, yes, I'm training on the art of inviting. So, because we have a lot of new people merging with Maurice's team, I thought it would be fun to kind of share my story for those of you that don't know me. So, I'm Sherry Martin. I live here in Stuart, Florida. And as Mindy or Lindy said, it is quite cold here. Um, this is going on my ninth year at LifeVantage. Okay. So I am a mom of three adult kids and two grandbabies. So I am a yaya. And when I found activation, I was in a really dark place. Over the years, starting while I served in the United States Army, I ended up dependent on 12 pharmaceuticals and four opiates. It started when my son was born. I was so sad and depressed. I had anxiety through the roof. And now at 51, I know it was postpartum. I did not know that at 21 years old. And they labeled me bipolar manic depression. And instead of you know, giving me the tools. They just medicated me, and one pill caused a side effect. So another pill got added. And then after that, I had two car accidents within 6 months, which is where the opiates came in. So I just was unfortunately existing in this amazing thing called life. And September of 2017 is when I saw Christy post about this little yellow pill. And I thought, what the heck is one more pill? I mean, I'm taking, so many. And I asked her if she thought it would help me. And and her response was, it can't hurt. And so I'm really excited to tell you that within 4 months, I got off of every pharmaceutical, every opiate. I no longer have to drink coffee. And it was just a game changer for me. So I'm just so grateful for these products. Um, and I shout it from the rooftops. And this is truly why I show up every day for you guys, for me, and for people that are really on their hands and knees praying. But I want to talk a little bit about the business. And if you're brand new today or tonight, I want to welcome you here because 2026, my word is community. I am in the era of building a community. I am not here to sell products. I'm not here to sell you a mortgage. That's my background for 25 years. I want to build a community because I want to be known as the expert in wellness, activating your body, activating your life, and activating your bank account. So when I started with LifeVantage, 4 years, I was like a slow burn. I was making $500 to $700 a month, getting my products free. And it wasn't until COVID hit where I thought, oh crap, I got fired. I probably need to figure this out. And within 3.5, maybe 4 years, I hit executive. And what I'm going to share with you about hitting executive is it doesn't matter where I'm at today because when I hit it, I was super pumped and it allowed me to put my daughter through nursing school. So she is 26. She's my 5.5-year-old mom and she's in nursing school. I'm paying her tuition, all her bills because of LifeVantage. So I share that with you because the possibilities are endless. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open up and start our little, let me get where's my share? Hang on, here we go. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you
Oh,
got
wait,
it.
why is it doing this in the middle? Do you see that in the middle? No.
No, I
Should
don't
be good.
see
Okay,
it.
good.
It's
Oh,
looking good.
yay. Okay, perfecto. All right, so the art of inviting. All right, let me make sure I can now toggle through. Oh, yay. Technology's, we got to love it. Okay, so every week we are going to share this slide, okay? And getting our people in front of this information is the number one income revenue generating revenue that we can do, right? I like to say if your mouth is closed, your business is closed. So we have to be able to talk about this with everyone that we see, we know. It might not be that night, but we do need to be talking about it. And there is a reason why each one of you are here tonight, right? There's a reason why you said yes to LifeVantage. Some people said yes because they want to be a part of something bigger and better. Some people wanted to get product free. I don't know where that is for you, but I do want you to know this is a safe place and we want to bring value to you. So when I'm going through this short 15-minute learning coaching, I just want you to know that wherever you're at building this business, if I say something that makes you like, God, that's a lot of work, then that doesn't really pertain to you where you're at. So just know we want to focus on the new person, but I also want to focus on those that are really looking to maybe make 2,500 a month or make six figures. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. So the art of inviting, I'm going to go through a couple of these. I am not going to read these because I think that if you want to take a picture, you can. I'm just going to touch on each one kind of in my own words. So remember when we're building rapport, we don't want to prejudge anyone. We really want to invite them to take a look at a tool so that we get permission to then share our story, the company story, right? So that we can kind of relate to what they're saying. I love to invite people to our third party tool, which is our Facebook group. So if you're with Marisa, I'm sure you guys have a Facebook group. Ours is Vitality Rocks. I absolutely love it. And we're constantly adding people there. Last training that Marisa did, I did that training. So when I was doing this one tonight, I was like, oh my God, she's saying the same thing I say. So if you weren't on last week's training, I get really great at asking questions. I love to ask questions. And I will ask someone, if you could change anything about your health, what would that be? I want you to think about a time in your life where you didn't have to take something to get out of bed, right? Something to be intimate, something to be excited, something to help with your aches and pains. How old were you? They're probably going to tell you 20s or 30s. And I like to ask that question because if you don't know this, there is a study that after 120 days, they can't tell the difference of an 80-year-old cell and that of a 20-year-old cell, the inflammation. So I might be 51, but I perform with that of a 20-year-old. And I love to say that. And they're kind of looking at me like, what? Because we can say that, right? So, um, you know, focus on the value. By asking questions, you're going to be able to add that value now so that when you're recommending something, they're already in their mind thinking, oh, she might have something for me because they're sharing what it is that's their pain point. Creating curiosity. So I learned this like the hard way, but talking too much does not serve me. I get really excited. I get super passionate. And I sometimes forget to just be quiet and listen because most of the time people are going to tell you everything that you need to know about them. So I just have to be respectful and really just start listening. Be authentic. For those of you that know me, I tell people I'm allergic to the gym because being in the army, I had to work out so much. And I can't be a fitness trainer and go to the gym and try to find my people because that's not me. And I looked weird. I tried it and I felt weird. It gave me like the ick because I was trying to be someone I wasn't. So be you. You're going to find your people. I promise you, you will find your people. Be authentic. I learned that, like the whole gym, we can't be someone we're not. So, I think I just said that, but just stay in your lane. Okay. Follow up is, important. I like to grab my phone and put it in my phone as when we're supposed to do a follow-up call or if they're busy. I can, just follow up that way. And then social media strategy. We are going to do social media one-on-one, but what I will tell you about this is niche down who your person is. My person is the 40-year-old me. Right. I just shared my story. So I want to talk to that person because it's easy for me. It's relatable to me. And I'm really starting to get attraction that way. So find your person and pay attention to your energy because I will tell you this. If your camera wasn't on or my camera wasn't on, you could probably tell I'm smiling. I smile so much on the phone when I'm talking to people. I like to walk around. If I could do this Zoom walking around, I would. But people feel that energy. So definitely, pay attention to the energy. Okay, inviting to a presentation. I can't wait to bring Holly on to tell you what we've just done, but inviting to a presentation. If you want to take a screenshot of this, you guys take a screenshot, but I like to be quick. Okay. So if I'm inviting somebody to take a look at something, I'm like, hey, girl, I got a second and I thought of you because you mentioned to me last week, last month, or whenever that you've been suffering with XYZ. I've had so many people ask me about the same thing that you've been complaining about, and I'm going to show you how to address the root cause. Can you be on this at 7 o'clock? Very quick, super sweet, super short. I find people jump on when you don't give them a lot of time. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Here's another script that you guys can take a look at. If they're not able to commit, I will take my phone out and ask them when. I will put it in my phone, at least get the phone number. Because remember, we are building relationships. When people say, what do you do for a living? I don't say anymore, oh, I'm a mortgage broker or I have a health and wellness business. I say this now, I'm building a community for people to come, for women to feel safe and, and share what I've learned over the last 25 years, right? Okay, so this could be good, this could be bad. When we give examples of verbiage, it's just to help you get started on what to say to people. I thought of you because I love to say when I'm talking to someone, hey, Lindy, I want to go back to what you said a few minutes ago. How long have you been suffering with depression or inflammation or arthritis, whatever Lindy says to me? And then I say to them, I found a way to address the root cause of that. It's all plants. I'd love to send you information or just schedule a 15-minute conversation. That to me kind of rolls off my tongue because that's authentic to me. So if you're talking to someone and you're like, that doesn't feel good, it's probably because you haven't dug deep enough and you don't really know who the people that you're talking to. You're not talking to everyone. Just because we all have cells, that was me. 9 years ago, I would stop people in the grocery store. I was the weird one that would try to make eye contact with them down the aisle, even if I didn't even want to be down the aisle. If I saw like a cute woman and I'm like, oh, I'm going to compliment her on her shirt or her shoes, I'm like stalking her. And I'm like, I'm like, get her attention. And if she looked at me, forget about it. I'm like, oh, I love your shoes. I love your hair. Hey, have you heard about Nerf 2 activation? Don't do that. That did not serve me very well. And I've come a long way. Okay. I've come a long way. But yeah, so just take a picture, find something that resonates with you. Think about when you were presented these products or or the opportunity. Where were you at in your life? How were you feeling? Right. So here's more scripts. We really are just giving you something to kind of go with it. Okay. So just take a screenshot, see what you thought. Okay. So this is the last slide before I bring our guest little speaker on for her story, but I hate cold calling. 25 years in mortgage business, I've never made a cold call. And my business was repeat and referral. I am in my community, embedded in my community. I do 2 to 3 events a week. I do every networking, a women's club, a mastermind in the morning. And the more I'm out in my community, the more I can ask, hey, who do you know? And I don't even have to ask that anymore. Now it's just like this. It's the activation girl. You got a headache. You got a toe ache. You got to talk to this girl. And that's because I've built the reputation of being out in my community. So cold calling, it might be something you want to do. I think it's kind of like being on the internet. It's harder for me to do that than it is to do a belly to belly. So final notes is, use a tool. We have a ton of tools. Don't be the tool. We're the message. We're here to basically give a message. We don't need to be the scientist. We don't really need to know a lot of anything. I will tell you, in my opinion, I think 95% of success is mindset. Okay. And I say that to you because I'm going to stop sharing really quickly because I want you to see Holly's beautiful face. So the reason why I say 95% is a mindset is I've had a lot of things happen to me in the last, 8 months. And I could have just sat in my sorrows and cried about it. I did for 24 hours. And then I pulled my big girl panties on and I said, you know what? I'm not blaming the company or the product or the breakup or my kids annoying me. I had to own it. And I just made a decision that I'm going to start changing the way I think about myself, the way I think about everything. And I'm not kidding you, within 72 hours, my entire world changed in the last few months. So I want to bring Holly on because I know right now, at least in my organization, a lot of people are trying to figure out, what do I do next? And how do I do this? And how do every time you talk to someone, they order. Well, that's not true. Okay. It's not true. I don't get people to order every time I talk to them. They're going to order soon or eventually. And the reason why I'm bringing Holly on today is I met Holly over 2 years ago. She was putting together a wellness event in her clubhouse. And somebody referred me to her and said, hey, I think you might want to go to this event. And I thought, oh my gosh, of course. I said yes to everything. And I figured it out later. I bring my granddaughter with me. I don't let anything stop me when it comes to me, creating a business, creating income for this business. So I said yes to my friend. I called Holly. I go to Holly and I show up at her event and we just hit it off. She poo-pooed on me for a little bit because she'll give a little bit of her story in 30 seconds. But I want to tell you what happened to us over this weekend. Holly, are you muted? Unmute, Mama.
Yeah.
Okay. Holly, we have brand new people on and we have people that have been with us for 9 years. I would love for you to share what happened this week and how the heck did we have an event and have 20 appointments and 15 customers that I was logging in and enrolling these customers. Everyone got on the Healthy Glow Stack. A couple people did add like P84 and Nerf 1. But tell the story how we met Renee
Yeah.
and
So,
how this happened.
yes. So I will say this. I have been in sales for 20 plus years, and what I've learned here at LifeVantage has literally changed my life as far as a personal development business with a compensation plan attached to it. The leaders here and the tools that we have, I'm just always kind of transforming and trying to get better and better. And I know that after 2 years, I've had people, things happen, they don't want to work the business, your numbers come down, but I love these products and I love the community and the people that's part of our team so much that I just know that something's got to give. It's funny, I had this couple that knew me 10, 15 years ago when I lived in Miami, and I was posting stuff about the collagen, and they reached out to me, and they've been taking the collagen, the husband and wife, and then they loved it so much they bought it for the aunt, and they referred me another customer, and then they referred me Renee. And come to find out, I reached out to her, and she lives in like 5 minutes from me, and she lived where I lived in South Miami 15 years ago. And I reached out to her and I just was like, hey, I just want to check in, how are you liking the products? And she really was like, didn't really give me the time of day. I said, maybe after the holidays that we would meet. And what I'm really trying to do this year is just the power of the pause, just kind of taking a step back. When I first came on with the company, anytime it's kind of like stalking people, I'd be at the gym, they tell me about their knee, and I'm like throwing up LifeVantage on them instead of building that relationship, right? Because it's weird. They don't know you, they don't trust you. So I'm really working on just taking a step back, listening to people. And I met Renee at a coffee shop. Come to find out, she's a medical esthetician, and she's been on the products for about 3 months. And was asking her, what's her experience, and she says, I am the type of person that I don't share anything that I'm doing unless I know that it actually works. And she's very private. She's got rheumatoid arthritis. Her husband had a boating accident where he fell off of a dock and had multiple surgeries on his shoulder. So she reached out to Nancy and said, and well, actually they ran into each other down in South Miami and said, "Oh my God, you guys look so good. Your skin is so glowing. Like, what are you guys doing?" And said, "You got to call Holly about this liquid collagen." So that's how she was referred to Renee. Come to find out, I go to the coffee shop, we meet. She's telling me that she's cut her meds in half with her rheumatoid arthritis, and her husband literally has never been compliant with anything. And he is getting relief from all these multiple surgeries that he's had from his boating accident. So I started talking to her and I said, well, what are your thoughts about, upgrading as a consultant? Like you have a business. My friend Christy, who's a medical esthetician, she has, built a really thriving business because the skin is the biggest organ, blah, blah, blah. And she said, I really want to make sure that these products work. So I want to stay on for 90 days and then we'll reconvene. So, long story short, I met with her again. I got her on the phone with Christy, kind of Christy telling her story. She ended up upgrading, and then Sherry and I met with her, I think like a couple weeks later. Well, she was having this open house at her med spot. And I really want to make this point. I think that we need to meet people's energy where they're at, because my goal and their goal are two different things. So I think it was really important for me to find out like what her goal was. And she just really wanted to make it clear that she didn't want to come across selling. If the products worked, she wanted to recommend them. So she was having this open house that was yesterday. And she said, I have built up this business over a 10, 15-year period. If you and Sherry come to my open house, I just want to make it very clear they trust me. I've already told them about the collagen and how it's worked for me and Kevin. I just want you to share information. Sorry, my dog wants to get on the bed. Uh, I
You
just
guys, it was a 2.5 hour drive. Just set the stage. You got 3 minutes, Holly. So
Okay, so it was 2.5 hours, and I said, that's really a long way. Is it really worth our time? And Renee said, I'm telling you, the way that she did it was so awesome. She had 22 appointments, and she would schedule them with 15-minute increments between us and then her other services. So people would come in and they would like literally go into the different rooms for 15 minutes. Before they came into us, she would tell them about her experience about the collagen. And she said, I'm going to have you meet with Holly and Sherry. And they would come in and we would literally ask the question, is there anything in your health that you want to improve? Long story short, we had 20 appointments and 15 people bought a healthy glow stack. I think two ladies bought them for their husband.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think that Renee, I mean, she's already in her fast track. I think she's
Yeah,
already
she's
in
like
actually
almost at
one
3,000. Yes.
3,000 in sales. And then I followed up today and just thanking everybody. I sent them an email and I had two people reach out to me today. They want us to come back there and do a house party.
Yes.
So it's just, you just never, ever, ever know. And
Yes.
we just, keep sharing, keep loving on people because at the end of the day, there are people that are struggling with their health and they need what
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah. And before I wrap it up, I have 3 minutes, but I'll be one. I'm going to say this. If you're brand new and you're like, oh my gosh, you've been with the company 9 years, here's what I'm going to tell you. We're always learning and growing together. The magic to this meeting and the secret sauce was taking our time with Renee, meeting her where she was at, educating her enough to where every 15 minutes somebody was in front of us. Holly and I didn't have a lot of time to talk, right? And within 15 minutes, I was getting the orders, you guys. It was an oiled machine. She is the one, Renee, that set this up for success. We were the ones that kind of shared our stories, answered their questions. And I didn't even ask for the business. I said, so how are you feeling? Where would you like to start? If not now, no problem. And they said, no, I want to try it. I want to buy it now. I'm like, would you? And Lily and I, after the first four, were
We were
like,
like,
what the
what is
hell is
happening?
going on? Everybody was like, I'll buy it now. Oh, I want it now. And we're like, what's going
Yeah, I mean, they were literally handing their credit card. But I do want to say this. I think that what was the real turning point, and again, we've all felt that. Like, do I want to bring somebody on a three-way? Do I want to bring them to the team call? Do I want to bring them to an event? Are they going to think that, this network marketing is weird? I felt that. I mean, I've been with the company for 2 years and I felt that. And I brought Renee to Suzanne's when we had that January get together.
on?
That's when I brought Renee there. And I knew she had a time frame that she had to be back in town. And I actually had something going on after. So Sherry drove her home and I was nervous because we were running over time. She absolutely loved the stories that everybody was telling. And in my mind, I was like thinking, oh my God, she's not going to like what we're doing. Like, this is weird. She loved it. So don't
Yeah.
prejudge
So,
people because you
yeah.
never know.
So with that, I just wanted to say that I am incredibly grateful to be a part of this. And even on a bad day, a slow month, remember why you said yes, because this business is not easy. It is simple. And so with that, I'm going to throw it. I guess we're done. So we can probably just wrap up the call and you can stop the recording. But yeah, we're just super excited to have something going on here.
Thank you both
Yeah.
so much. Are you wrapped up? Or are you going back to your
We're done.
slides? Or okay.
Oh, I think. Oh,
Um,
wait. Yeah. No,
that
that's
was
not another
so
slide.
inspiring, Sherry and Holly.
Mhm.
I think to everyone, right? We can all be inspired by that. And you just made so many great points. I'm going to share this with everyone. So thank
Yes.
you both so
Love you
much. Love you.
guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your success. And we're looking forward to seeing everyone next Tuesday and hearing more success stories for
Okay.
sure. All right. Stay warm, everyone.
Great call. Thank you.
So
Thank
thank you.
you.
Have a good night.
Night.